And another important matchup, this time at 84, Regis Durbin, the redshirt freshman, against Trey Adamson, a redshirt senior. Adamson and Hartman, the next two wrestlers for Duke, the only two that have victories over Northwestern in their career. They both won last year in Durham in the loss to the Wildcats. And prior to that, 2 years ago, or rather 4 years ago, 3 calendar years ago, 4 calendar years ago, 3 seasons ago, Northwestern got the victory back here at Welsh Ryan. Hartman won a 6-2 decision then. Adamson lost a 10-1 major decision for Duke. So both wrestlers at 84 and 97 have wrestled in this venue before, and I think the coaching staff from Duke is probably content where they are in this position, but to depend on their seniors for the victory down the stretch.
Absolutely. Trey Adamson from Riverton, Utah, and Regis Durbin from Lake Forest, Illinois, down the road, not too far away. So Durbin's in his hometown, redshirt freshman going against a redshirt senior this year. This is a big dual meet coming down to 84-97 heavyweight. The big guys, Duke really relies on them. We see Adamson early, get in on a single leg early, under 2 minutes to go in the first, gets a takedown and immediately cuts him. So that's going to be an interesting, maybe he's going to be looking for some, bonus points here. It's going to be interesting to see what Trey Adamson has to offer. Recently has lost his last, 4 matches. Closest one to Wilshire, Virginia. But, Zach Zavatsky, who's having a great year from Virginia Tech, majored. Trey Adamson, 17-3. Lost to Alex Utley, 4-1 from UNC. So, that 184 weight class in the ACC is, they're really tough, as you can see his past couple matches.
Adamson bumped up to 84 this year. He had been a 3-year starter at 74 for Duke. He has 65 career wins, which is second all-time on the team to, obviously, Connor Hartman, the 5th-ranked wrestler, which will be on the mat in a moment. But this is a really, really important end of the first period for Durbin to try to either equal the score or somehow get a takedown heading into the second period.
Not a lot going on from the immediately Adamson, as I say, that gets in on another double leg. Durbin does get called for stalling. Adamson continues to, take him down and cut him. He gets in on another shot, possible another takedown. So, what he's going to do is take him down, let him up, and, under 25 seconds to take him down, to let him go rather, and then take him down again is really, showing confidence in his ability on their feet.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot, as you talked about earlier in the meet, that, once you get a late takedown, you really don't want to give up that escape because it gives them basically a free point that you could ride out to the end of the period. As it stands, it works for Adamson in that opening frame, a 6-2 advantage. He's got 29 seconds of riding time, and as you see that final takedown right there, just after letting Regis Durbin up, he gets him right back down to the mat for 2 more points. Durbin chooses down. And Adamson lets him go, 6-3. Adamson with the advantage. I mean, ideally what you'd want to see is, if you're Duke, Adamson get these takedowns and then slowly but surely get up that riding time over a minute.
Yeah, he's got 3 takedowns and, only 35 seconds of riding time. And, that shows that he's really not wasting any time on the mat, when we've seen a lot of the Duke wrestlers spend most of their time trying to be on the mat with turns on top. So a little bit different, but it's working for him tonight against Regis Durbin, the redshirt freshman. But Durbin's in on a shot of his own. He's in a similar situation to where Sliga was, in the last match, and we're going to see if Durbin can capitalize in this position.
And they'll call stalemate as both coaches getting pretty adamant. Neither of them very happy with that stalemate, I don't think, from Durbin or Trey Adamson.
A lot's going to come down to this. These next few matches are going to be really important. And Adamson, gets a takedown there. He didn't really have to do much. Durbin shot in on a high crotch. Adamson just, gave him his left hip and, bumped Regis Durbin off guard. Spun behind and got his 2, and now he's going to be able to build his riding time. Like you said earlier, Adam, he's going to, kind of step on the brakes a little bit in this second period. Maybe he's going to end this second period on top, but now he lets him go.
It's an interesting strategy that we haven't seen too much this year, but there again, just bullies Durbin.
Overpowering
and
him in that
another
situation.
takedown, just throws him down and gets on his back. It's 10-4. The riding time up over a minute, so unorthodox, really overly aggressive strategy, but it's working quite well, and it's actually, for the viewers, it should be pretty fun to watch. You get a lot of action, you get a lot of quickness being shown by Adamson as the second period clock runs out. It's a 10-4 advantage. He's got 5 takedowns and a minute and 22 seconds of riding time entering the third.
Adamson wastes no time, even though he's got a 11-13 record. However, a lot of his matches has been, around the ACC area, and like we said earlier, the ACC area at 184. All throughout the country, there's not a lot of older guys, but there are a lot of experience, and that's one of the most competitive weight classes this year, and it so happens that the ACC is very strong, and Adamson is thrown into that.
Outside of his major decision against Virginia Tech that he lost 17-3, his losses have been close. A 3-point loss to UNC, 1-point loss to Virginia, 6-point loss to Gardner-Webb, 4-point loss. They've all been, basically 4 or below, which you can see if you can play defense against him, he probably – is he able to be scored upon on a counter? But right now, he's not letting Durbin breathe at all. Minute 10 remaining. And
covering Durbin, he's gotten a bunch of takedowns tonight. And, he rode Regis Durbin out earlier on, taking those shots, got a stall call on their feet. And now Adamson gets awarded another point for stalling called against Regis Durbin. So there's going to be 55 seconds left in this third period, and we're going to see if Adamson maybe, continues to let him go, take him down towards the tech fall, or maybe he's going to slow it down a little bit. And, that's the first mat return we really saw, so maybe he's going to try to score some points just like the rest of his teammates on top.
At this point, the major appears to be locked up. It doesn't look like Adamson's interested in trying to get a couple more takedowns or one near fall to try to push it to a tech. 30 seconds remaining, 2.5 of riding time approaching for Adamson. He's not letting Durbin mount any sort of a charge. So as we talked about pretty much the whole broadcast, Johnny, it's going to come down to the last 2 matches. Connor Hartman, Jacob Berkowitz at 197, Brendan Walsh, Conan Jennings at heavyweight. It's likely going to be a 16-16 tie after this major decision recorded by Adamson.
Continues with another strong mat return, and that's how it's going to end. 14-4 with the riding time. Brings the score 16-16 apiece going into 197. We got